For me, building the training session was very important, so I just went back to kind of talking a little bit about drill design, the importance of putting those things together. For me, if you guys look at the bottom there, the general movement swing preparation, this is kind of the part of practice that's furthest removed from the actual game task of like competing against whether it's a guy throwing BP or a simulated bullpen or a live session. But this is where we're doing our movement prep, right? This is where we're doing our one-hand work. This is where we're doing our side toss, something where we're trying to gain our rhythm and tempo. The specific drill development, the specific skill development piece, this is where we're replicating the action of what we're trying to do, but in chunks, right? So we're taking smaller chunks, bits of information that we're then going to put together. So maybe that's where we're isolating the lower body. Maybe that's where we're isolating the upper body. We're isolating the hands, all right? And then the last piece is our competitive preparation, where that's where we're trying to mirror competition. That's where we're trying to make it as game-like as we possibly can. What we did with the Twins last year a lot was we would use our competitive prep to match or to simulate what we'd be seeing that day. So if it was a guy with some carry, so a guy that's throwing the ball at the top of the zone, we'd want to work the top of the zone before the game. That doesn't mean that we just say, hey, we're never hitting off, we're getting rid of all the tee. No, we still had time where we were doing our general movement, where guys were throwing med balls, guys were doing their PVC work. We had time where guys were breaking their skill work into chunks and doing one-hand work and doing no-stride work. But when we were getting guys ready for the game and trying to get them to see the most realistic piece that we felt they needed to see to be ready that day, it was really important that it matched the game-like environment. And I think that's something that I see a lot with the way hitters are trained now. And I find myself falling back in that trap just as much. We get guys in flips, in front toss. They get really, really good at doing flips and front toss. And then they go in the game and it's like, man, why is this guy not being able to why isn't this transferring over? Right? We've all seen it. The guy that's the BP hitter, 5 o'clock hitter. I think the more we can get guys the more we can create competitive environments for our guys, the better. Right? The more that we accept that failure is a part of practice, the better. And I'm not saying that guys should be going before the game, and swinging and missing 50 times off a machine going 100 miles an hour, right? Because there's times before the game where we're going to want guys to feel confident. So taking a regular BP, feeling the ball off the bat, that's just as important. But when we're looking to develop a skill, we have to stress it appropriately if we want it to stick. All right, so that's why I put some other factors in terms of the pregame, is it developmental time of year, relative volume intensity, how many swings are guys taking? Those are all factors that need to go in terms of building the training session.